When Elon Musk makes a statement, headlines follow. But this time, his words didn't spark discussions about rockets, electric cars, or colonizing Mars. Instead, they sent shockwaves through the scientific community. Musk confirmed what many had only whispered in private: the newly discovered object racing through our solar system, 3I Atlas, might not be natural at all. It was a claim that seemed more at home in a science fiction novel than in a press conference. And yet, the evidence surrounding 3I Atlas has forced even the most skeptical astronomers to admit that something extraordinary is happening. The object doesn't behave like an asteroid, a comet, or anything else ever observed. To Musk and to a growing number of scientists, this isn't just another rock from space. It's a visitor, and humanity must act. We must intercept it, he warned. To understand the scale of the mystery, consider speed. The Voyager probes, launched in the 1970s and still transmitting faint whispers of data from the edge of the solar system, were masterpieces of engineering. Each one took nearly 2 years to reach Jupiter, carefully slingshotting around planets to build momentum. We celebrated them as marvels of human achievement. 3I Atlas, by comparison, covered the distance between Jupiter and Mars in just 16 weeks. Its hyperbolic trajectory means it isn't captured by our sun's gravity. It is simply passing through, unstoppable and untouchable, like a bullet slicing through tissue paper. By October, it will slip behind the sun, never to return. Humanity only has a narrow window to study it, perhaps the only one we will ever get. This is why observatories worldwide have abandoned their schedules. Rivalries between nations, funding agencies, and research teams have dissolved in the face of a singular priority: track, measure, and understand 3I Atlas before it's gone. It has united the astronomical community in a way few discoveries ever have. Even before its discovery, 3I Atlas was already rewriting textbooks. Months earlier, a satellite designed to search for exoplanets accidentally recorded it. For 3 weeks, the spacecraft captured an object blazing with light where nothing should shine. Comets typically remain dark and inert until they cross the threshold near Jupiter's orbit, where solar radiation begins to heat them, releasing water vapor and dust. That process creates the glowing halos and streaming tails we're familiar with. It is so reliable that astronomers can predict exactly when a comet will wake up. But 3I Atlas ignored the rules. While still far beyond this boundary, it was already shining with impossible intensity. Imagine watching a match ignite underwater, then burn brighter the deeper it sank. That is how scientists describe 3I Atlas's premature brilliance. And then it did something even more bizarre. It grew a tail, but not away from the sun. Against all expectations, its tail pointed toward the sun, as if it were generating its own force powerful enough to push back against solar wind. This wasn't just unusual, it was a violation of one of the most basic laws of astronomy, as fundamental as gravity itself. The closer scientists looked, the stranger it became. Using the James Webb Space Telescope, Hubble, and Chile's Very Large Telescope, astronomers confirmed that its chemical composition is unlike any comet ever observed. Ordinary comets are dirty snowballs, mostly water ice with small amounts of carbon dioxide and other frozen gases. But 3I Atlas's composition was inverted. For every molecule of water, there were 8 molecules of carbon dioxide. It was like finding a beach where sand grains were made mostly of diamonds. Such chemistry doesn't fit any model of comet formation in our solar system. It suggests 3I Atlas was born under conditions entirely alien to us, possibly in stellar nurseries long vanished from the galaxy. Its gas envelope only added to the mystery. Expanding to nearly half the diameter of the sun, it dwarfed the object's estimated solid core. The scale of outgassing suggested energies far beyond anything we have ever measured from a comet. Then came the most disturbing discovery of all. Spectroscopic analysis revealed the presence of nickel in the gas cloud surrounding 3I Atlas, but no trace of iron. To most readers, that might seem like an obscure technicality, but to astronomers and astrophysicists, it was as jarring as discovering a sunrise without the sun. In nature, nickel and iron are cosmic twins. They are forged together in the violent deaths of massive stars, released in supernova explosions, and scattered across the galaxy in unbreakable partnership. For billions of years, every planet, every moon, every asteroid ever studied has carried both metals in predictable ratios. Their bond is universal, an elemental fingerprint of stellar evolution. To find one without the other is like hearing thunder with no lightning, or finding smoke without fire. The two are so inseparable that their absence cannot be explained by any known natural process. At first, researchers dismissed it as an error, a calibration issue, a malfunctioning detector, perhaps even contamination of the instruments themselves. Teams ran and reran the data. Independent observatories pointed their own telescopes at 3I Atlas. Yet every measurement returned the same result: clear, undeniable signatures of nickel and nothing of iron. That left only two possibilities, and both were deeply unsettling. Either the universe harbors a natural process that science has never observed, a cosmic mechanism that somehow isolates nickel from iron, or the separation was deliberate. The only known environments where such metals are pried apart are not stars or planets, but factories. In human industry, iron and nickel are separated for specialized alloys, electronics, and manufacturing. To find the same distinction in the coma of 3I Atlas raises the possibility that the object is not a mere comet at all, but something constructed, engineered, or maintained by intelligence. The speculation spread quietly at first. In published papers, scientists remained careful, avoiding sensational language. They spoke of unexplained anomalies and non-standard processes. But in private conversations over late-night calls and whispered exchanges at observatories, the words crept in. What if it isn't natural? Could 3I Atlas be artificial? A probe? A derelict? A vessel carrying the remnants of technology so old it drifts through space like a fossil of a civilization long vanished? The evidence didn't answer the question, but it refused to let anyone dismiss it. If 3I Atlas is artificial, it could explain everything. It would account for the inverted chemistry, carbon dioxide overwhelming water in a ratio that no natural comet should possess. It would explain the impossible tail pushing against the solar wind instead of with it, as though controlled or powered by a hidden mechanism. And it would explain the nickel without iron, a chemical fingerprint that looks less like geology and more like metallurgy. Taken together, the anomalies begin to look less like accidents of nature and more like signatures of design. For Musk, this is why interception is not just curiosity, it is necessity. The idea may sound audacious, even reckless, building and launching a spacecraft in mere months to chase down an object moving at impossible speeds, yet in his mind, the cost of inaction is greater. To let 3I Atlas slip away without attempting to reach it could mean losing humanity's single greatest opportunity to examine interstellar technology, or to confirm, at last, that we are not alone. The problem is time. 3I Atlas is moving too fast for any of our existing missions to catch. The engineering challenge is staggering. A vehicle must be conceived, constructed, and launched in a fraction of the time that major space programs usually demand. Even with SpaceX's rapid development cycles, designing an interceptor capable of meeting 3I Atlas would push the limits of human ingenuity and coordination. But the alternative is worse. Watching the object vanish behind the sun in October, carrying its secrets beyond our reach forever. Astronomers understand the gravity of this moment. In all recorded history, humanity has glimpsed only 2 other interstellar visitors, and neither offered a chance like this. If objects like 3I Atlas pass through often, most are moving too quickly for us to notice. The truth may be that we live in a galactic shooting gallery, with artifacts and fragments streaking past unnoticed in the dark. 3I Atlas might be the first one we've truly caught in the act, and possibly the last for centuries.